Imagine this. You have a house, a car, a business, everything. But there's one thing you don't have that you desperately need. And without that one thing, everything you own could vanish overnight. This isn't a story. This is the reality facing the world today. And that one thing is the US dollar. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why currencies in Turkey, Argentina, and Pakistan are crashing, why central banks around the world are in full panic mode, and why this crisis has only just begun. The worst is yet to come. But first, let me ask you a question. If America is printing so many dollars, why is the world running out of them? The answer is going to blow your mind. Look, when you turn on the news, you see headlines about currencies collapsing, oil prices spiking, and inflation running wild. But nobody tells you why this is actually happening. The real reason is a global dollar shortage. This isn't some conspiracy theory. This is the biggest secret in economics that the mainstream media won't tell you about. Think about it this way. Global trade runs on dollars. Oil, priced in dollars. Imports, paid in dollars. Foreign debt, denominated in dollars. Every country on Earth needs dollars to function. But here's the problem. Where do those dollars actually come from? If you don't have dollars, how do you keep your economy running? The answer is simple. You can. And that's exactly the problem we're facing right now. Now let me break down how this shortage actually happens. When the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, like they did aggressively in 2022 and 2023, what happens next? Investors pull their money out of emerging markets and move it back to the United States because they can get higher returns here. When that money leaves, the supply of dollars in those emerging markets drops dramatically. Less supply means higher demand. Higher demand means the dollar becomes more expensive. The result? Local currencies crash, inflation explodes, and economies collapse. Let me give you some real examples. Turkey in 2018, the dollar shortage caused the Turkish lira to crash by 50% overnight. People's life savings were cut in half. Sri Lanka in 2022, they ran out of dollars completely. The country went bankrupt. People were waiting in lines for days just to get gasoline. Pakistan right now, their dollar reserves are nearly depleted, and that's why their currency keeps weakening month after
Here's
month.
where it gets confusing. If America is printing dollars, why aren't those dollars reaching the rest of the world? This is the most paradoxical part of the whole system. Yes, the Federal Reserve is creating new dollars, but those dollars are staying inside the United States. Why? Because high interest rates make investors want to keep their dollars in America. When the dollar is strong, every other currency becomes weaker by comparison, and central banks hoard their limited dollar reserves instead of putting them into circulation. So, what's the end result? America has plenty of dollars, but the rest of the world doesn't. This is a massive global imbalance, and this imbalance is the root cause of every major financial crisis you've seen in recent history. So, what's the solution? Here's the twist. This system was designed to work exactly this way. Back in 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement made the dollar the world's reserve currency. That means global trade happens in dollars, commodities are priced in dollars, and foreign reserves are held in dollars. This gave America unprecedented power because now every country in the world depends on us. And whenever America changes its monetary policy, when the Fed raises or lowers interest rates, the entire world feels the impact. In 2023, the Federal Reserve raised rates to 5.5%. The result? Over $400 billion flowed out of emerging markets. Currencies started collapsing left and right. This isn't an accident. This is exactly how the system was designed to function. Can the world break free from dollar dominance? Some countries are trying. China is pushing its currency, the yuan, for international trade. Russia is selling oil in rubles. The BRICS nations are talking about creating a new currency. But here's the truth. The dollar is still king, and it's going to stay that way for a long time. Why? Because 60% of global reserves are held in dollars, 90% of all foreign exchange transactions use dollars, and every major commodity is traded in dollars. So until that changes, dollar shortage crises will keep coming back. Every 10 years, every recession, every financial crisis. And here's the scariest part. The next shortage is coming sooner than you think. In my next video, I'm going to explain why strong dollars break weak economies, how a strong dollar can literally destroy entire nations overnight. If you want to understand how the global economy really works and how it affects your money, you can't miss that video. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Inside the Dollar System, because I'm going to keep revealing the secrets that the financial media won't tell you. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, follow the dollar.